Hi guys, Dazzie with another episode of my showcase series. This time it is episode 55, and tonight I will be showcasing the small publishers' key issue comic books in my personal collection. Yeah, if you follow my channel recent times, I have made showcases on Image Comics parts 1 and 2 and the Dark Horse keys. Now we're getting the best of the rest. Now I've got a ton of these guys. A mixed bag, some signed books, some unique books, some very low printed books, and I've even got some golden age books, believe it or not. The only ones in my collection that I'm going to be happy to show off. And my favourite, probably, independent book in my collection. So, starting off with the craziest crossover you could ever imagine. I just had to get it signed. And I don't really like the character and the world of Archie. But when you've got him up against Sharknado, it's a different story, isn't it? Archie versus Sharknado. Oh my days. This is the regular Dan Parent cover. It is signed by Dan Parent. And that was signed in November of 2019 in the Birmingham Con. Paid £1.82 for this. And there, he is with me, Dan the Man. You know me. Like to do the rounds and get me photos with the creators. So, some time ago now, I made, I think it was a news bulletin, maybe a hot comic book alert on the Atlas Comics. And apparently Atlas Comics are going to one day make it onto the big screen. And they say to rival Marvel and DC. Well, that's not going to happen, is it, guys? But it would be pretty cool to see some of their properties make it onto the big screen. And if I can find number ones cheap enough and in decent nick, I will pick them up. This is what I've done with this one. This is from Atlas Comics, Iron Jaw, issue number 1. The first appearance of Iron Jaw. It was basically modelled after Conan the Barbarian. Paid £5 for this in the middle of 2019 at the Birmingham Con. Just great Bronze Age issue and some fantastic artwork from the great Neil Adams. Love the colours on that one. Up next we have Morlock, 2001. And this is the first appearance and origin of Morlock, a man grown inside a plant who can transform into a monster. What is that all about? £3 for this in the back end of 2019 in Tewkesbury. I had issue 1 and 2. I sold off number 2 for a nice little profit when the Atlas books were pretty hot. This is Planet of Vampires, issue number 1. And this is the first appearance of Captain Galland and Alyssa Galland. Some pretty stellar cover art there from Pat Broderick. £2.50 for this in a second-hand bookstore in Cheltenham. Sorry, Stroud. Okay, let's get into the few Valiant books that I own. I watched the Bloodshot movie. It was okay. You know, I'm not a big Vin Diesel fan. You know, he's more wooden than Pinocchio when it comes to acting, in my opinion. But like I said, the effects of the film wasn't too bad, and I'd give it about a 6.5 out of 10. Picked up a few Bloodshot books. This is Bloodshot issue 0 for £2.59. Nice chromium cover. Up next we have the first ever chromium cover in Bloodshot issue number 1. I've sold 1 or 2 of these in the past. This is the first appearance of Malcolm Sinclair, a Waiatsu. And there's a Bloodshot pull-out poster by Barry Windsor Smith at the centre. Barry Windsor Smith is a favourite of my good friend Comic Vantage. £2.75 for that one. And that was in Stroud. Up next from Valiant we have Bloodshot issue number 7. And this is the first Ninjak in costume. Ninjak was rumoured to be coming into that Valiant universe. 50p for that one. At the summer variant in Gloucester. I've had 1 or 2 of those in the past. We got up next, Eternal Warrior, issue number 5. And this is the second appearance and first cover appearance of Bloodshot. Of course, is Michael Lazarus. £3 for that in a local antique centre here in Gloucester. I'm keeping this one for now because I've got a feeling this character may have a future when it comes to the screen. This is Punk Mambo, issue number 1. I'd like to get her first appearance. I think it's in a Shadow Man. Is it issue 17 or 14? One of those. I think it might be 17. This is the variant from Chris Delera. £3.20 for that. I've had 2 or 3 of these and I've sold them for a bit of profit. Pick it up in Excelsior Comics. Then from Valiant, we've got a pretty big book. This is Roy Zero. And this is the first full appearance of Bloodshot, Michael Lazarus. And the first appearance and origin of the second Roy, who was Takeo Kanishi. £2.75 for that in Stroud. Again, that's a £20 plus book on a good day. Had to pick this one up because this character was rumoured to be getting his own show on CW. This was Shadow Man issue 16. And this is the first appearance of Dr. Mirage, who is Huen Fong. And Dr. Mirage, like I said, was supposedly getting his own show. £2.90 for that on eBay. My final Valiant book I'm going to show you is Turok, Dinosaur Hunter, issue 0. Oh, sorry, issue number 1. My apologies. This is the first appearance of Monarch. It's the death of Andar, and it is the red foil cover. £3 for that. I remember there was a Turok, the Dinosaur Hunter computer game back in the day when I was a kid. Never played it, but I knew about it. Okay, let's get into a few Dynamite books. I was going to show off some boys' keys, but I'm going to save that for another showcase because I've pretty much got every single boys' key there is to show. At first, we've got Brothers in Arms, issue number 1 from Dynamite. And this is the variant cover by Stefana Sejic. Now, this is an adaptation of the video game franchise that spawned 11 games. There are just 7,810 copies of this book, and in April of 2020, it was optioned for a TV series with a showrunner attached. Paid £3 for that on eBay. That is a scarce book, trust me, guys. I was waiting and waiting and waiting for a copy of that. Up next, we got a book that I have to include because I was a big fan of Kevin Smith's Comic Book Men on Amazon Prime. This is Cryptozoic Man, issue number 1. Yes. This is the first appearance of the Cryptozoic Man, Alan Ostman, and this was a book that the Comic Book Men put together and sold it at a comic convention. This is the regular Walter Flanagan cover. He was one of the Comic Book Men. Now, the storyline revolving around this 4-issue series will be revisited in Comic Book Men Season 3. There we go. What did I pay for that? £1 in like a second-hand bookstore in Gloucester. That was a bit of a steal because that book can go for 20 plus. Up next, this is a Dynamite Vertigo crossover. This is Django and Zorro, issue number 1. A team-up of Django and Zorro, co-published by DC and Dynamite. In June of 2019, it was announced that Quentin Tarantino and Gerard Carmichael will co-write the screenplay based off of the series. I guess as a sequel to Django Unchained. This is the regular J. Lee cover. Paid $1.25 for that in Tewkesbury. And to go with the regular, I have the variant from Francisco Francavilla. £2.40 for that in Comic Guru in Cardiff. I'm going back to Cardiff tomorrow, guys. I'm going to be there hours and hours digging and digging. You know how it rolls. Okay, up next, just a couple of Vampirella books. I don't have many in my collection. This is Vengeance of Vampirella, issue number 1. And this is the first appearance of Hemorrhage, a killer who can manipulate the blood inside of one's body. This book goes for double figures on a good day. This is a red wraparound foil cover. $1.31 for this off the legend that is Car Boot Tony. And the other Vampirella book, believe it or not, is a free comic book day one. And here's your book. And this is Free Comic Book Day 2019 Vampirella 50th anniversary. And this is the first appearance of a character called Victory, Vampirella's estranged lover. If I'm not mistaken, there is talks of Vampirella making it onto the big screen again. So that was a freebie in Cardiff. Might get some heat when that Vampirella thing comes along. Let's get some Aftershock books coming at you guys, because there's some good keys in amongst there, and I've enjoyed a lot of their books. This is A Walk Through Hell, issue number 1. And this was rumoured to be getting a TV show at one point. Cover price for that one. This next one is a cracker. What a fantastic read. Hard to get hold of as well. This is Animosity, issue number 1. Yeah. This is the regular Rafael de la Torre cover, first printing. basically where animals can talk and interact. Paid 15 quid for this in the Birmingham Con of 2018. Just heard really good things about it, and delighted to have it in my PC. Let me know if any of you guys have got that Animosity book. Up next is a book that has been recently optioned. This is from Donny Cates. This is Baby Teeth, issue number 1. A horror series that examines the effects of a young mother's life after giving birth to the Antichrist. Oh, brings back memories of Omen, Damien. I love the Omen. Probably my favourite ever horror film, actually. There were just 26,514 copies of this book. There was an Unholy Grail issue 1 preview in it. This is the regular Gary Brown cover. Paid a £5 for this. Like I said, it hasn't officially been optioned, but there are strong talks coming from various sources. The forums are abuzz that this is about to get optioned. I had to pick this one up. I was on board with this one straight from the off. I've had 2 or 3 of these. This is Dark Red, issue number 1. Another horror story, a series about vampires in America's heartland. This was optioned in January of 2020. Just 8,680 copies of this book. This is the regular Aaron Campbell cover. Paid £1 for this, believe it or not, in Planet All Stars in Gloucester. My mate Aaron, like I say, a lot of these LCSs ran my way. Give it 2 or 3 weeks and they are in the 50p and £1 boxes. To go with the regular cover, I'm delighted to have this one, which is the Incentive 1 in 10 Larry Stroman variant cover. Paid £9.99 for this. If this ever makes the screen, and there is every chance, I think this book could be a real winner. Like I said, I don't pick up too many Incentives, but for under a tenner, couldn't say no. Another book that was optioned actually before it actually came out is Kaiju Score, issue number 1. This has only just come out. And this is a series that is equal parts giant monster mayhem and crime of the century heist adventure. This was on sale November 25th of last year. And in August of 2020, Sony has acquired the film rights with Escape Artists producing. What a strange movie that be. Giant monsters stealing money, I guess. This is the regular Rem Brew cover. Paid £4.55 for that on eBay. Got a couple of those copies actually. Here's a book that was optioned many months and months ago. This is Lost City Explorers, issue number 1. This is the regular Rafael de la Torre and Marcelo Maiola cover. This was rumoured to be getting to be a TV show. £2.86 for this in Forbidden Planet in Bristol. To go with that, I've got the variant Alvaro Saraquesa and Chris Blythe cover. Paid 50p for this one in Cheltenham. Can't beat those 50p boxes in Cheltenham. Love them. Here's another book I've had a couple of copies of. This is from, again, Aftershock. This is Normals, issue number 1. This is rumoured to be getting a TV show as well. And paid £5.99 for this on eBay. But I've since found copies for 50p, £1, and I made good coin off it. This is the regular Dennis Calero cover. This next book, I was just blown away. This was an AOK from probably my best friend in the community, which is Comic Vantage, aka Lewis. And he knew I was into my low printed books at the time, and he sent one over. And this is just a stellar book, guys. This is signed, and this is such a unique book. This is Razor Scars. It comes from Harris Publishing, and this is signed by Everett Harso, the writer and creator, at the Amazing Con in 2016. Now, there's the COA. But what's more interesting about this book, I'm going to have to show you guys, because this is the only one I know about. Try not to get too many fingerprints and that on it. This book is metal. The cover is metal. The interior paper, but a metal cover. Look at that cover. This is an exclusive from his website, I believe. And yeah, there was only two or three, I can't imagine. I think there's like under 20 of these printed and published. So I'm delighted to have it. I have got a number somewhere, but I can't place it at the moment. But what a fantastic AOK that was. Like I say, Comic Vantage, he has sent me some absolute crackers. He sent me a signed X-Men, the first Locust, by Stan Lee. He sent me a couple of slabs in the past. He sent me recently the first He-Man in comics. Just some fantastic books, and I trust the guy sincerely, and that's why I made my record purchase and picked up the first Ahsoka CGC book off him, Clone Wars #1. Sticking with Razor, this is Razor and She, and this is from London Night Studios. Another pretty scarce book, because this is the first appearance of Kabuki, and then Kabuki was down to be getting their own TV show. Martial arts kind of book. £4.99 for that one. A bizarre read. And I'm going to finish with 3 Golden Age books, guys. The first one is my only EC book. Yeah, I've had offers from 1 or 2 people to buy this from me, but to me, I don't think I'll ever own another EC book, and it's low grade, but it was won in a fantastic prize package from the great YouTuber Joker68. And the book I own is Tales from the Crypt, issue 34. Oh, look at that beauty. That is a stunner, isn't it? Absolute stunner. I know there are several channels that really focus on EC books. And this is the oldest book in my collection at the time, which was from February of 1953. I know these EC books, you look on eBay, they go for crazy money. Like I say, this is probably only between a 2.0 and a 3.0, but blown away by it. Love it. And last 2 books I'm going to show you guys are some Golden Age books, and even earlier than 1953. And I found these at the car boot here in Gloucester, and it wasn't off car boot, Tony for once. A gentleman was there, and he had a load of very old comics, 10 centers and 12 centers. A lot of them were beat to hell though, and I just wanted a couple of nice presenting Golden Age books in my collection. So for £2 a piece, I picked up Moon Mullins, issue #1, and look at that. Look how nicely presenting that is. This book is from December of 1947, and it comes from the American Comics Group. On Comic Book Realm, this book is valued at around about $310. In this kind of grade, I see them on eBay go between 50 and 100. So to pick that up, just look at that. The colours really, really pop. A book from 1947. And like I say, the other book that I picked up that same day that I thought was the most nicely presenting book was Texas Slim and Dirty Dalton, issue #4 from A1 Comics. And this is my earliest book. It comes from January the 1st of 1946. Both complete, both nicely on their staples. I cleaned them up. Wouldn't mind getting, especially the Moon Mullins one, graded it one day. But that's it, guys. That is part 1 of my small publishers showcase. Some pretty cool books. Some Golden Age, a metal book. We got some signed stuff there. Bit of variety for everyone. Stay tuned, we'll get part 2 up. I've got a boys showcase coming in, and then we're going to start off with DC and Marvel all over again. Plenty of showcases still to come. Like and subscribe. Bye.